Back here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. So we live in a day and age where it's no secret. What do? Well, many of us hop on social media and scroll and scroll and scroll. Yes, it's known as doom scrolling. And quite honestly, it's not healthy. And not only doing that, but well, spending the majority of your time on social media. Heck, the internet for that matter. Hence, enter digital brain rot. What is that, you ask? Well, it's excessive digital exposure. My next guest is an expert on all things surrounding that. Yes, you see the book right there, Digital Brain Rot, Doom Scrolling, Get Your Brain Back. I think he's specifically talking to me. In this case, I'm making a reference of Dr. Eugene Lipov joining us right here on the Live Zone. Dr. Lipov, it's good to see you, sir, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. Great to see you again. I think your brain is quite well attached. You're good.
Well, I truly appreciate that. But so many folks, and myself included, in all fairness, are dealing with having to deal with social media. And it's so true. I find myself just doom scrolling, just spending hours on end, just looking at the gram or what have you, when quite honestly, it's probably not the healthiest thing to do, sir.
I could tell you it's not healthy. I could give you a couple of ideas, if I may. So one of the things, the analogy I'm starting to use is that doom scrolling has a biological effect, and it's proportional to the dose. Like UV light, a little bit, great, makes vitamin D. Too much, you get cancer. So if you doom scroll, let's say 15 minutes, doom scrolling is just repeated scrolling, let's say. If you do it for 5-10 hours a day, it seems to be linked to actually brain shrinkage.
Wow.
On MRI, you can actually see a brain change. It's not definitive, but in science, we like to be very careful. But it turns out the more you use it, the more intensive that happens, the more actually the brain shrinks. It affects your sleep. It has a lot of other effects.
Wow. I think the mere fact that you just said that if you happen to doom scroll, your brain could shrink. I mean, I think that's enough now to not only convince me that I need to stop, but perhaps my, 19, 20-year-old, 21-year-old nephew, who probably does it as well. Something that we should truly look into. And it's truly concerning. I understand that first digital toxicity day was yesterday's. Do tell. What's that all about?
Yes, sir. So what I'm trying to do, there's a lot of terms people are using for digital effect in the brain. So for example, things like brain rot. I think it's a very descriptive term. It's more of a Gen Z term. It's really not very scientific. So, and there are other like digital dementia, for example. What I'm trying to call for is to use a unified term, digital toxicity. Digital toxicity to me means the cell phone effect on the brain. Simple as that. So if you look at it like a form of a poison, so the more you take, the sicker you're going to get. That seems to be, the science seems to be pretty strong behind it. So what I was trying to do is try to have a specific day that people can start using one specific term. I have experience of trying to change the terms like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm working on changing it to PTSI, post-traumatic stress injury. Point is, I'm very sensitive to language. And I think if you can all start using the term digital toxicity, people start to look at phones like, it's something we need it. I'm not anti-tech at all. I love technology, but how much and how often? That's something to remember. And we can talk about specific things you can actually do about it instead of just talk about it.
Yeah, well, which really leads me to my next point, because we all know that ultimately smartphones and social media, they're not going anywhere. They're not going away. And so what practical steps can someone really take to reduce the risks without giving up technology?
Well, there are a couple of things, if I may. So let's go down very specific things. Number one, all the phones are set up. You can make it in the gray function. So if you go on my Substack, which is Dr. Eugene Lipov, or my website, digitalbrainrot.com. So if you go there, it has a 30-second explanation how to go to gray mode. So all the colors on the phone goes away. You can still use this everything. You can still scroll, you can still do maps, everything, but there's no color. Color is one of the biggest way you get sucked in. right? That's really important.
Sure.
Sounds simple. And you can also pre-program one of the buttons. You can go on or off. Ideally, you want to keep it in gray all the time. So that's one. Two, what you want to do is you never want to have a cell phone in a bedroom. So people go, well, I need to charge it. That's what my charger is. Well, move the charger. Move it out of the bedroom, number one. Number two, the most common excuse why people have a cell phone in a bedroom is that they use it as an alarm clock. So if you look at one of the things we discussed is get an analog clock. The thing then with the handles moving around, has a little bell on top, use that. You can buy it for $20. No excuse. No excuse. Let me tell you why you want to do it, right? And it is a part of the reason I'm trying to have a digital toxicity day. I'm trying to have people think what's happening to the brains. Number one, the more you use it, the more potentially the brain shrinks. That's a big statement, right? But there are MRIs showing that. Number two, if you use a phone in bed, let's say you get in the bed, I just want to watch one. I want to see what happened to my post. I want to do this. Another cute thing. 10 hours go, not 10 hours, let's say 5 hours go by, now it's 2 a.m. So when you have light coming out, it suppresses melatonin. Melatonin is what makes you go to sleep. So there is a big industry selling blue glasses, right? You probably heard of that. Because if the blue glasses suppress melatonin, if you block out the blue, everything will be fine. That's not true. Any light will affect the melatonin. So the point is only safe surfing or using the phone is none of them at all. So all the phones should be away from you at least an hour before you go to sleep. One, if natural melatonin activates, the other part is, and especially Gen Z women are very sensitive to social media. And the reason they are because they look at comparison. You put a post up, well, people like my post, didn't like my post, like my hair, didn't like. There's always this activity. I think that's great, but not when you're trying to get some sleep. If you don't sleep, two things happen. One, your body starts to get inflamed. Inflammation leads brain swelling, muscle loss, and depression. And inflammation can also shrink the brain. That's all a bad combination of things.
Something that, yet again, you can find out more about once you pick up the book entitled Digital Brain Rot. All things with regard to what you need to do in order to make sure that it's that shrinkage thing of my brain there, Dr. Lipov. That you got my attention. And because of you, I think I'll have to toss the cell phone out the bedroom. And yes, I will be purchasing an alarm clock in the near future.
Yeah, that's correct. Only handles, no digits, only handles.
Yet again, I almost made that vital mistake. So I truly appreciate you bringing us up to speed. Dr. Eugene Lipov, kind enough to join us right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Make it a great day, sir. Always good to see you.